over tigris. On the other hand, we have the ciabatta, this one soft type of bread, this one crusty type of bread, the ciabatta also with our tigris. Then we had our savory item, in which we did with our easy softer snack, 50% mix. We did savory, sweet, savory, salted one, a little bit spicy because I added chili powder, and with our Tegel chocolate egg-free moist cake. So here you have then bread and cake. Inside this one, I put also a layer of sponge cake. It will not dry out because it's covered with my dough and it's protected with the cream that I put. Creme filled with top filled mixture. Here we have our easy multigrain walnut baguette. Then we have our masala soft type of bread, to which also we have some sweet filling, we have some salted filling, plus also some spicy filling. And then finally we did was the variation of donut with our creme filled mango inside and our Brillo white and ready to use chocolate ganache. And here you can see our cut one. It is not eaten. We also made, and this is typical coming from Japan, they do a lot. They do chicken curry filling. We have our savory donut. Saturday I worked in Red Dog, and they're also doing donut, and they were having some filling, so I did some filling, and they were looking at me, what are you doing? Savory in the donut? I said, yeah, it's very popular in Japan. So we did, and they tried. They said, oh, very, very nice. The only thing I don't have is here is the coarse breadcrumb from Japan. You know, you see which one I mean, to make the tempura. This one should use to cover, to enroll the donut. It's more crispy than after frying. Any question? No question. Very good explanation. No, you see that I didn't do anything special. I didn't have any special material. The only thing I have is my 2 hands and my little knife. For the rest, I use my imagination. I use what I can have. I don't bring any tools. I never travel with any tools. I use the tools that are available in the place where I am. I even bake bread in a fruit can, an empty fruit can, to have a different mold, to have a different shape. So like that, God gives you 2 hands and a head. If you start using this already by seeing this and go home, this one I like, but for example, adding chili powder, I'm going to add also a little bit chopped parsley. So I will have some green spots. So you make something different than what you have seen. I can only bring you, for example, 10 ideas, 20 ideas. I bring you different ideas. You go home. Wait a moment. This one I like. This one I like. If part of this and part of this, I have new bread. Maybe the flavor of this in the shape of that. So like that, you have to be creative in making bread. Making bread is a never-ending story. I'm now 26 years with the company. I'm in the bakery since, how old do you think I am? I'm still young. I started in the bakery when I was 15 years old. I quit school and started in the bakery. I'm now 36 years in the bakery field, and I still learn every day. I still encounter every day new things that I say, wow, I'm going to try this out. Why not? Tomato ketchup bread. Anything. Masala bread. You see masala bread. But like that, there is many things that you can do. 2 dough, 1 brown dough, one white dough. Instead of 500 grams in the mold, you have 250. You roll out, you roll out, you roll out. Then you have spiral bread. You can make checker bread. In the toast bread, for example, in your toast bread mold, you put chocolate dough, white dough, chocolate dough. White dough, chocolate dough, white dough. After proofing, you will have like a chessboard after baking. Like that, there are many things that you can do from the same dough. You don't have to have different or difficult or other recipe. You can use from the same recipe just by using your imagination.
What is the simplest recipe for the dough? The dough you used was a common. So what is the simplest recipe for the dough itself?
Every dough has its own recipe. There are maybe, how many recipes for toast bread are there in the world? 1 million, 5 million? Every bakery has its particular recipe for its toast bread. I give a recipe. The recipes you have there are standard recipes that I give to you. From this recipe, if you make that recipe and you make that recipe and you make that recipe, tomorrow you have the same bread. Now the thing is, you have to, when you look at that recipe and you say, wow, the product looked very nice, it tasted nice, I'm going to personalize this recipe. So you have to try to find out if he has received this recipe and he's going to make the same as I do, why the customer is going to come to me and not to him? Why the customer go to him and not to me? So you have to try to find, for example, add maybe to this recipe a special spice. The trick of adding something is the people, they smell, they taste, and shit, I taste something but it's very nice. I taste something but what did he put? That's the trick of adding an ingredient to the cake or to your bread. If you put cinnamon in the bread and the people enter the shop and they already smell the cinnamon, it's not good. You have to add just enough that they have to think. Then if they think and they find out it's cinnamon, it's no problem. But you have to add that pinch, just enough of a certain spice or of salt or whatever, that you can not immediately say, it's this. And like that you can personalize your own recipes and your own breads. You have people who make bread with red wine. You have people who make bread with beer. In Finland, they make bread with the blood of the pork. Yes. It's a special bread. It's like a cracker bread. It's this size with a hole inside. Only this flat. It's like a cracker. Part of the water they remove and they put blood of the pork. This I